All right, it's time to get into Ariel's props on Ariel's Prop Shop. Ariel Epstein was spectacular last week. Thanks for being with us again today, Ariel, as always. Dig on yourself just a little bit, will you? I'm not being a mush. When you go undefeated on your Diamond K plays of the day, you got to dig yourself a little bit.
It was a good week. Maddie, I'm just happy that I got to join MLB Network and start on a hot streak. That's it.
Well, you've got some more for us today, including the Diamond K Play of the Day, in which she is undefeated, America. But let's start with a game that has gone a little weird on us. In fact, it's a weird day on the schedule, right, with 3 rainouts. And now news between the Oakland A's and Baltimore Orioles that some players we thought would be in uniform will not be in uniform because 6 Oakland A's have been placed on the COVID IL. So you had 2 plays for this thing that you were pushing. One is Frankie Montas and his strikeout number. Do you still feel good about that?
Yeah, because I don't need to worry about the Oakland A's and their players on the COVID list if their pitcher is going to face the Baltimore Orioles. Now, the thing with the Orioles is that they have been the most strikeout-prone team in baseball. Their K rate even goes up on the road to just under 33%. Against righties, they're striking out at just over 25%. That's top 10. I really like Frankie Montas because when you look at his last 2021 season, he went 7-3 to the over on this prop, went up against a team with a top 10 K rate. Go with the over, 6.5 strikeouts on Frankie Montas.
Okay, a little juicy, and for the unindoctrinated at -150, it means you risk $150 to win $100. That means there's a little liability there for the books. They're not encouraging you to rush to the window on that one because it's probably something that you should think about. Let's also talk about the A's team total here, because I would imagine with 6 players on the COVID IL, that might change for you.
Yeah, it does, especially when you're looking at Jed Lowry and Chad Pinder on that list, according to the reports. Now, Pinder is one of the top 5 hitters on this team to start the season, so of course that scares me. A lot of the cap, though, was because the Baltimore Orioles starter, Spencer Watkins. Watkins has not pitched well. He actually had just over an 8 ERA in 54 innings pitched last year. 5 of the 6 road starts by Watkins resulted in opponents going over 4.5 runs. I like the A's team total, especially because they're one of the hottest hitting teams in baseball. This team is leading the league this year in runs with 53 runs scored. The Orioles, they have the second least runs scored in the league. Now, of course, you could go run line maybe. I just don't like laying run lines with home teams, so I'm going to just go with the team total over of 4.5 runs on Oakland. A little nervous because of the COVID list. Yeah, this should be a good enough spot to fade Spencer Watkins.
Okay, do you not like the run line with a home team because they don't bat in the bottom of the 9th if they're favored? Is that why?
Yeah, it's just not giving you that extra opportunity for the extra half inning. I don't like laying runs with home teams. I'd rather take runs with home teams if I was getting an underdog, for example. You get the +1.5. You hope that a team could keep it close enough to just potentially lose by 1 at home as opposed to having to win by 2 or more.
Got it. Sound rationale for me. All right, let's get to a game that we know is going to happen tonight because weather won't matter at American Family Field in Milwaukee, where the Pirates are in town. And the Pirates have been whipping boys of the Brewers the last number of years. Last season, Milwaukee took 14 of 19 head-to-head. You have a play here.
I do. I'm going to fade this hot Pittsburgh Pirates lineup. I'm going to take their under of 3.5 runs on their team total. Now, the Pirates have looked good lately. That's why you're probably getting this at a decent number at -115. You have to bet $115 to win 100. Milwaukee's taken 14 of the last 19 games against the Pirates, including 6 of 9 in Milwaukee, which is where they'll be tonight. Pittsburgh had 3 road games to start the year. Only one of those games went over 3.5 runs. I really like the pitching matchup, too, because it's Eric Lauer getting the start for Milwaukee. He pitched really well last season. He was 2-0 against the Pirates. He had a sub-2 ERA against them. He had 3 starts, 4 appearances in 2021 against Pittsburgh. I'm going to hope that Lauer is able to play well against the Pirates again and bet this team total under 3.5.
A lot of different ways people could bet this game. On the top of your screen, you can see the Brewers are -175 favorites. That means you lay 175 to win 100. If you want them to win by more than a run, you don't have to lay quite as much, or you could play the team total as Ariel is suggesting. All right, let's get to the big one now. The Diamond K play of the day. First of all, you feeling any pressure here because you're undefeated on these?
I am. I don't like it at all. When people keep talking about it, I said, guys, be quiet. Don't tell anybody about the hot streak. Let's just go day by day.
So what do we got from the Rays-White Sox game? A guy that I thought was a pretty good dart throw for Cy Young. You have a play with him tonight.
I do. I like the under 6.5 strikeouts on the Tampa Bay Rays starter Shane McClanahan. This number has dropped down to 5.5, and I'm sorry that I handicapped this game during the middle of the Patriots Day game earlier. I still like the under. Now, I wish that you could get the number 6.5. If you can, go try to get that. It's because the Chicago Cubs have the 7th lowest K rate in baseball. That K rate against left-handed pitchers drops down to the 2nd lowest K rate. They're striking out Chicago at just under 16% against lefties. 8 out of the 9 starters who have faced the Cubs have gone under their strikeout total. Lefties are averaging 2 strikeouts per start against Chicago, and McClanahan 11-2 to the under on his road starts when you have a 6.5 or a strikeout prop. So I'm betting the under on 6.5 for McClanahan.
Okay, let's recap. The Diamond K play of the day is McClanahan under 6.5 if you can find it punch outs. You're saying Pirates under 3.5 runs. You like the Oakland A's team run line over 4.5-ish, but buyer beware with the COVID outbreak. And Frankie Montas over 6.5 punch outs. Is that right?
Correct.
Got it. Nicely done, Ariel. We'll be back with you later for more. Let's take a break. But coming up next,